Hello, my name is Amy Sturkey. I am a pediatric physical therapist, and I'm here with the parents of Joshua Broughton. And for those of you who haven't seen the series of videos that I did with him, please go back and look at them. Josh has cerebral palsy at level 3. He walks with forearm crutches out in the community, without forearm crutches in the home. And his parents are here with me. This is Peg and David Broughton. And I just wanted to have them kind of share their experiences. I love them too, and they just are good storytellers. And I think y'all have been through several ringers. So you came to me as a physical therapist, and I would give you things to work on at home. And I'm sure Josh had lots of reasons why none of those were good things to do. But in terms of my big picture of seeing lots of people do therapy, you were really good at doing things at home. Tell me how did you do that? What gave you the oomph to make that happen?
Well, it was in his best interest. So. and you could see it. You could see how much better he did. So, but we did have to be sneaky.
Oh, we tricked him every step of the way. Oh, don't forget, you're supposed to bring your pen to school today. Back up the stairs. Down the stairs.
Yeah, the stairs were a good.
Yeah, stairs were always a good PT.
Yeah.
Or, if you're not going to do the treadmill today, that's okay, because we're going to go to your brother's soccer game, and then you'd park at the far end of the parking lot. So, you sneak it in wherever you could.
Because I know that one of my favorite things that he said lots of really funny things, but one of my favorites is I was going to take him to the stairs to do the stair workout. We get by the elevator and the sign says, "In case of fire, use the stairs." So he looks at me and says, "You're not supposed to use the stairs unless there is a fire, Amy. So why are we using the stairs?" I mean, so somebody can come up with that. I mean, I'm just telling you that I'm sure there were a couple disagreements on.
Every chance.
Oh, yeah. Lots of excuses.
Yeah.
Yeah, just snuck it in as when I could.
I mean, but you did have a treadmill in your home, and you made him walk.
Yes, he definitely had to do that. Yeah.
And I remember he loved books, so you had him in half kneel reading books. If you turned the page, he had to switch to the other knee.
Yep.
I mean,
tricks like that were huge.
I mean, that you read books to him, and he had to stretch out his hamstrings or something. I mean, that's how you snuck things in. You used what he loved, and
yeah. And he loved it.
He loved it. Tell me, I know that there were challenging times. Tell me, can you think of a time that was tricky and how you worked through it?
Yeah, well, for me, one of the hardest times was he was quite young, and he was frustrated with something, and it might have been doing his exercises. I don't remember exactly what. Yes. But I did feel like it was, and I think it was maybe something he couldn't do, or there was not a lot of that, but he was upset, and he asked me, "Did God make a mistake with me?"
Oh.
And that just broke my heart. Because
did God make a mistake with me?
Certainly not. But I think that was just his frustration. And he's usually a very happy kid. He didn't have a lot of those moments. He's, his personality is always very happy and up and
life of the
outgoing.
party.
Yeah, he looks on the bright side of everything, really. So those kind of moments were just heartbreaking.
Huh. Yeah. I'm glad that those were few and far between. What about you? Was there a moment for you that was tricky?
Well, they were all, anytime you find out there's new surgery coming,
right?
When you think you're out of the woods, or you think this one's going to fix this or that.
Because the last one was when? How old was he?
It's spine surgery when he was 21.
Wow. So.
But then he had the foot surgery after that.
Yeah.
Too, so.
But they botched the back surgery.
Yeah.
Twice. So you keep going back and back, but the back surgery, we were just going in for an annual checkup.
So he hadn't had back surgery yet.
No, yeah, and just thinking it was going to be a quick, annual checkup, in and out. Keep doing what you're doing, and they did the x-rays and asked him all the questions. Are you in pain? No, I'm not in pain. I wasn't in pain last year, the year before. So just let's get on with this, And
I'm ready to get back home.
yeah, he was in college. He'd started college at that time,
Right.
Just like a week or so earlier. So we were in a new phase of adulthood, and the surgeon came back and had the x-rays and said, "Are you sure you're not in pain?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he put it up, and you could see the hump on his back, and it was 104 degrees, and then and which was
104. So 90 degrees is a right angle turn. So 104 is more than that.
And so as a parent, you're like, how did we not see that?
So, I mean, I can't, my back doesn't.
You couldn't even do it.
I can't even do 104 degrees.
We tried to figure, so what kind of parent misses that?
Right.
So that's just one thing, but then the surgeon said, that's not even the bad part. The bad part is if you look right here on the x-ray, your rib is about to pierce through your lung because of the arc was so bad. And we're like, well, what does that mean? He said, that means I'll see you on Monday morning for surgery.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. So then I got a 2.5 hour drive home to tell Mom who had just started a new job that we're going to have back surgery. I don't know what that means, but we're having back surgery. And then so it's the constant, just when you think you're, blue sky, something else comes along. And actually, sort of, when we got a previous surgery that wound up being much bigger than we thought it was going to be, but when the doctor told us everything was going to happen, what to expect during the surgery and then what to expect afterward, he said, when we're all done this is what he should be able to do. This is what he should be able to do better than now, but not perfectly. But when we're all done this, he's going to have cerebral palsy. And he was like 17, and he had multiple surgeries for that whole time. And, at first we're like, well, of course he's going to have cerebral palsy. But we got in the car and went, no one's ever said that to us. No one's ever said, I'm going to do this, and it's going to make this better. I'm going to do this, and it's going to make this better. We're going to do all this. He's still going to have cerebral palsy.
Right.
And so at first we're like, what a mean thing to say. But it took us like a second to realize, no, that was the best thing to say. No one's ever said, because we always thought as parents, we're going to do this and that'll be fixed.
Yeah, I do think there's a whole fix-it mentality that doctors propagate.
Especially surgeons,
Especially surgeons.
I'll just do this and it'll be fine.
Perfect. You'll be perfect afterwards.
Yeah.
Totally perfect.
Yeah, until he grows a little bit and then...
and I think that's the trick with cerebral palsy is those muscles are tight. And so with every growth spurt, you may have stretched you out, but guess what? You just grew another inch and those muscles are tight again. They're short again. So it's start over again. And
or undo the foot that went this way. They fix it like that. And then he grows and 10 years later, the foot's this way. They got to bring it back.
Go back. Yeah.
Well, I think you have lived a lot of this, and my channel is followed by people who have young children who may have just been diagnosed. Is there things that you could say, each of you maybe say something to them, speak to the camera and say, what if someone could have said something to you, what would you have wanted them to say to you to help you through the years that are coming up ahead?
You're the one that is with your child the most. You know what's best for you and your family. Even though you think you don't know anything, you still do know what the bigger picture is. You had to advocate at the schools, at every step of the way. You're the advocate because you know what's best.
Yeah, and your child is an individual, and so what works for one individual, whether they have cerebral palsy or not, anything, it's always going to be your individual child. And so you just throw out the expectations and you live day to day with your child and meet each thing as it comes.
Thank you so much for talking to everyone and sharing your stories. I appreciate your time and your honesty and your vulnerability.
Oh, thanks for doing this. It's great.
We'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
If you liked this video and would like to be notified by email when the next video comes out, click the subscribe button here and click the golden bell icon and ensure notifications are enabled on your account.